memory card only has 20 minutes left. Let's see if I can condense everything down into 20 minutes or less. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my doll collecting channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you some of my American Girl pet peeves. Some things that just annoy me about American Girl and doll collecting and all that related stuff. I have quite a wide variety of things related to YouTube, doll collecting, and just American Girl in general. And there's a lot to cover, so let's get started. My first biggest annoyance when it comes to American Girl is when you get dolls that are Pleasant Company and you try to fit them into the new American Girl clothes, they don't fit the same. Sometimes they don't fit at all. And this is especially noticeable when I use Pleasant Company patterns to make my own doll clothes. The Pleasant Company patterns are very large on the newer dolls. And they're not even like super new dolls. Like the super new dolls like Claudie, they're very tiny. But even dolls that are from like 2010, 2011, the clothes don't fit the same when you put a Pleasant Company outfit on it or a Pleasant Company dress made from a Pleasant Company pattern. Like, it just doesn't fit the same. So it can look a little awkward. So that is my number one annoyance pet peeve when it comes to American Girl. Second thing, when people think I make kid videos, and there's probably a few of you watching this right now being like, don't you make kid videos? No, I do not. This is another one annoyance that I get when I'm talking to my family or my friends. They're like, oh, she makes kids videos. I'm like, I do not make kids videos. YouTube doesn't think I make kids videos. And that's a big deal because you can get a lot of trouble for claiming to not make kids videos when you actually do. And I have been reviewed by YouTube several times, and each time they have come to the conclusion that I do not make kids videos. In fact, my average viewer is older than me, and they're in their 30s and 40s. And the key difference is I make videos for collectors. So I'm not making videos where I'm playing with the dolls. I don't make things like music videos and things that kids would find appealing. I am talking about collecting, and that's a big deal. I'm talking about values. I'm talking about resale values, like little tiny details to know the difference between this doll and that doll and the years and Pleasant Company and blah, 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 blah. So I get into super detailed things when I'm making these videos that kids would not care about. The only people who would care about these kind of videos are crazy doll collectors. Now, when making these videos, I try to make it family friendly because I believe that anyone of any age should be able to watch my videos. For example, if a kid is really interested in doll collecting, go ahead, watch my videos. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you enjoy my videos. And you are definitely welcome here. But the difference is that my videos aren't targeted towards children. I talk about super specific stuff like resale value, which kids don't care about. At least I didn't. I mean, it's a completely different game nowadays, so I don't know what's going on. Kids talking about Gucci stuff, which I didn't even know what Gucci was until I was like in high school. That's my argument that I use with YouTube, and YouTube agrees with me and they watch my videos frequently and review my videos frequently, and each time they determine that my videos are not for children. Well, not directed towards children, but children can watch it. My next biggest annoyance pet peeve is people who say, I would never spend that much on a doll. This annoys me because we are all adults and we get to decide what we spend our money on. But the amount of times I've heard this from an adult, but they spend hundreds of dollars on shoes or hundreds of dollars on a bag or just something they drink on the weekend and then it's gone forever. Or they spend it on movie theater popcorn. Okay, I know movie theater popcorn doesn't cost $100 yet, but it's getting close. Have you seen the prices lately? Oh my goodness. This used to bug me more as a kid than it doesn't as an adult, because I understand as an adult we got a lot of things we gotta pay for. But it really bothered me when I was a kid because the only thing I wanted was American Girl dolls. That's all I wanted. I wanted Maple Leaf Girls, I wanted American Girl dolls. That's the only thing, and I would play with them for hours, and that was the only thing I wanted. And people would say I would never spend that much on a doll, but yet they would spend like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on like a gaming system. And I definitely would have gotten more use out of an American Girl doll than I would out of a gaming system like a Wii or a PlayStation or something like that. Now, my brother got a PlayStation when he was older, but I didn't really play it that much. People say this as if they're not willing to spend that much on their kids, but yet they do spend that much on their kids. And I even saw that because I worked 3 years at a toy store, and people would say, I would never spend $100 on an American Girl doll, but then they would spend $70 on the limited edition LOL Surprise doll, which I'm like, $70 versus $100 is like very similar. In my opinion, it's only a $30 difference. And I would much rather have an American Girl doll that is high quality, is taller, it's thicker limbs than an LOL Surprise doll for $70. And that's Canadian. I don't know how much LOL Surprise dolls cost in the United States, but in Canada, I've seen them for like $50, $70. And I don't understand how people would say that is fine and acceptable. And that's how much Rainbow High dolls cost too. And people are like, yeah, that's normal. But when it comes to American Girl, they're like, I wouldn't spend $100. There's just something about $100 that freak people out. I mean, yes, at the end of the day, make decisions about what you want to spend your money on, but it just feels sometimes a little bit hypocritical. Yes, at the end of the day, decide what you want to spend your money on, but you can't say one thing is sillier than another. I mean, if I was spending $100 on groceries, that's a more responsible choice than spending it on a doll. My next pet peeve, oh my goodness, is shiny dolls. And I think what gets the confusion with people is there's this expression, all shiny and new, or something that's brand new and shiny, or some figure of speech like that. But American Girls are not shiny when you get them. They are matte. And usually when an American Girl is shiny, that means they're really dirty and really oily. So this is a pet peeve of mine. I like using magic eraser to get rid of shine marks because that's like my biggest ick. I can't do it. Other people, it doesn't bother them. But for me, it really does. And this is my video, so I get to say what annoys me. Just like you can say what annoys you in the comment section below. Another thing that annoys me is when people call Offbrand dolls American Girl dolls. Now, Offbrand dolls are fine. Some of them are really cute. American Girl is a brand, it's a specific thing. But if you go to Walmart and get a My Life As doll, or if you get an Our Generation doll, it is not an American Girl doll. Now I'm a little bit more lenient when kids do this because sometimes kids don't know the difference, but if you're an adult, you know the difference. Don't just call any 18-inch doll an American Girl doll. This more annoys me when people try to scam other people on like Facebook Marketplace and they're like, American Girl doll, and it's My Life As and they're trying to sell it for like 50 bucks and you're like, that doesn't even cost 50 bucks brand new. That's another one of my biggest pet peeves, when people call off-brand dolls American Girl dolls, but bonus points if you're trying to scam people about it. I have seen people try to sell Our Generation and My Life As dolls saying, I bought this for $500, and like, American Girls don't even cost $500. And they're trying to scam people. Not cool. Another thing that annoys me so much is when people say that dolls with curly hair, it's too difficult to take care of. There's plenty of people like myself who have curly hair who have learned how to deal with their curly hair. And just because somebody has a different type of hair other than straight hair doesn't just mean that it's somehow lesser than, which I heard all the time growing up. Or people say, oh, it's not fun because you can't style it and it's so hard, blah, blah, blah. And even as far as people saying it's ugly, like that's what I grew up hearing and it annoyed me so much. Curly hair is way easier to take care of than straight hair. And you're probably like, what? How? Let me explain. When you have straight hair, you have to brush your hair constantly. You gotta make sure it looks good. You gotta put in like hairspray. You gotta like manage it throughout the day. But with my hair, for example, you go into a shower, you brush your hair first thing in the morning, you spray it with some hairspray or hair gel or whatever you wanna use, and then you're good for the rest of the day. You just don't touch it, and you just don't have to worry about it for the rest of the day. It just stays where it is if you use hairspray. Dolls are the same way. You can do their hair once, spray it with some water, finger curl it, use a pencil, whatever you wanna do, use a hair pick. You sit down and do it once, you leave it, and it's good for months on end. Especially if you're a doll collector. You don't have to change it up every few minutes. But with straight hair, it's always getting caught in things and getting all tangled and just, you have to brush it all the time. My dolls with straight hair, sometimes they annoy me because I feel like I'm constantly fixing up their hair. But like a doll like Claudie or Cecile, You just deal with it and it's good for like months. And people say that Yvette's hair, this is my biggest pet peeve. People say that Yvette's hair is difficult to take care of. All I do with Yvette's hair, and that's the doll right here, all I do with it, here, no, I'll show you. So this is the doll here. I spray it with a spray bottle of water, scrunch it up like this, and then you're good. You're good. And people say my Yvette's hair looks pretty good. It looks a little crazy right now, but just spray it with water and that gets rid of the frizz. Maybe I can make a curly hair doll tutorial. If you want to see that, leave it in the comment section below, like how to handle different types of curly doll hair. But curly hair dolls are so much easier to take care of than straight haired dolls. And I just hate this myth that they're so much harder to take care of. Another thing that annoys me is that not everything on the American Girl website is available to ship to Canada. There are some things, like Mary Ellen's poodle skirt, which I want so badly, but they refuse to ship it to Canada. The 35th anniversary dolls, they were cute. They were really, really cute. Would not ship to Canada, and that is annoying. And they say there's something about like regulations that some things that are allowed in the United States that are not allowed in Canada, or like these regulation things. I don't know, I'm not an expert. But it gets really annoying because there's so many things that I wish I could buy from American Girl, but they just can't ship it to Canada for whatever reason. And because of that, they're also not on the Chapters Indigo website. So that means there's so many things that I would love from American Girl, which I can't get shipped to Canada, which makes me so sad. Another thing that annoys me, and I don't know why I see this all the time, but people who think that American Girl dolls are Cabbage Patch Kid dolls, I don't know. This happens sometimes, and I hear it from people all the time. People will see your collection, and they're like, she's really obsessed with Cabbage Patch dolls. And I'm like, where? These things, I don't even think they look similar to a Cabbage Patch. Cabbage Patch dolls are like soft with a hard head, and they have yarn hair, and I don't know, they don't look anything like this. Another thing that annoys me, retirement. I feel like I got into American Girl at a weird time because I like a lot of the older American Girl outfits. You know, like if you read Felicity, Happy Birthday, Felicity, and then you see Felicity's outfit and you're like, I want it, then back in the day you'd be able to buy it from American Girl because it was featured in the book. Now they don't really do that. They just kind of release random things. And they had things, iconic things like Samantha's Christmas dress, Addie's Christmas dress, and all those cute outfits that they had literally for decades, and then they decided to get rid of it as soon as I started getting into American Girl. And I'm like, I wish I had some of those iconic outfits. But alas, I do not. And I wish they could have just, what could have stopped you from keeping them around for a few more decades? So that has been my video on things that annoy me about American Girl. This was a little rant. I know didn't I say it was gonna be more positive this year? Not setting it on a good foot, but maybe you got entertained by it. Sometimes it's okay to rant about things sometimes. So if you have anything that annoys you about American Girl or doll collecting in general, make sure to leave it in the comment section below, or make your own version of this video and let me know in the comments that you made one and I will check it out. Make sure to follow my Instagram and TikTok for more doll collecting videos, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.